Good afternoon to you. The weather this afternoon is going to be a good representation of what the weather's expected to be for this upcoming week, thanks to high pressure, a lot of dry and also sunny weather with fairly mild conditions too for the time of year. Now, through Tuesday night into the early hours of Wednesday, we could see a spell of disruptive gales across the northern half of Scotland. Certainly a spell of severe gales possible for the North Highlands into Orkney and Shetland. So that's likely to cause some disruption, particularly to the ferry services, for example, on Wednesday morning across northern Scotland. Stay tuned to your BBC local radio there or to subsequent weather forecasts.
Hello there, good afternoon. Well, in stark contrast to much of yesterday, today it's a pretty lovely day of weather with lots of blue sky and sunshine out there, as captured by our weather watchers here in central London and again in Surbiton. And we are set to keep those sunny skies as we head through the rest of the afternoon. It was
Hello again. I hope you had a lovely Monday. Cracking start across parts of the capital this morning. Isn't that gorgeous? Although its beauty is up against this little thing. I mean, just adorable. Beautiful. Now, bright and breezy at times this week, although there is a fair bit of cloud around, but hopefully you'll be able to see a bit of sunshine poking through. It's a pretty dry setup as we go through the week. Just tomorrow we could see a little bit of patchy rain in the morning, but not too much. And you've probably noticed it's less chilly than it has been. Though if you do catch the breeze, that takes the edge off things slightly.
Been a decent day today. Most of us have had bright skies, some pleasant sunshine out and about as well. This was one of our Weather Watch pictures from Powys. The clouds did build in across western areas later in the day, and that was partly caused by this rather beautiful looking area of low pressure that's up in the North Atlantic. You can see the weather fronts wrapping round around the intense low centre. It will bring gusts of wind of 90 miles an hour to parts of Iceland overnight tonight and will power these weather fronts across the UK. So even though the lows are a long way from our shores, it does actually have an impact on our weather.
And felt really pleasant today, didn't it?
I know, it really did, didn't it? Blue sky, sunshine, almost a little bit like summer. And we started off with these very pretty altocumulus clouds, really right across the capital, actually. Here's some snapped by our weather watcher in Gants Hill. And here's our very summery picture, apart from the bare trees there. This is Kingston upon Thames. The sunshine lasted throughout the day. We saw highs of 10 degrees Celsius, which is certainly warmer than it was last week and above the seasonal average. And now, of course, we're starting to get some lighter evenings by around 2 minutes per day, and I think we'll really start to notice that a little bit more as the week wears on. So all in all, lovely day of weather. We continue the rest of the week in largely the same vein. It will cloud over at times. It's looking mostly dry. It will still be fairly mild, certainly turning milder by night as the week wears on too. It will be breezy, some sunshine around at times.
Weather now, and social media was awash with pictures of strange glowing objects in the sky across northern Scotland last night. The explanation turns out to be a rare meteorological event. Becky, they were beautiful, but can you explain exactly what on earth they were?
Well, amazingly, it doesn't look like it, but they were actually just clouds, but they were incredibly unusual ones, at least for us here in the UK. They're called nacreous clouds, or mother of pearl clouds, and they're so rare because they form in incredibly cold air, incredibly high up in the sky, around 18 miles above the Earth's surface. We don't usually see them here in the UK because they form in the freezing air of the polar vortex. That's a huge mass of cold air that swirls around the poles. Last night, though, that freezing air mass shifted southwards a little bit, allowing these beautiful sights to be seen from UK soil. Now, they appear to shimmer because they're made up of tiny ice particles, and it's the cold and clear skies that we have to thank for revealing this amazing spectacle. Is it going to last? Well, I can tell you more about that in a little while, but after this I'm going to also tell you about another amazing thing that's happening in the air over the next few days. And let's first of all have a look at the forecast. So let's have a closer look at the weather in the next few days. We certainly are expecting to see a real split in conditions and mixed fortunes as well. Really, everything's happening over the north over the next few days. Now, here's what's going on. You can see we've got severe gales across northern areas, largely dry, bright and breezy in the south, though. So the other thing that's happening that I little teased beforehand is that we've still got this green comet that everyone's been talking about. This is a really exciting thing for astronomers, and it's happening happening over the next few days. We've been teasing it up for a few days. The best time to see it will be under the clearer skies at around 4 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Little word to the wise, though, because it's going to be very windy there across northern parts of Scotland. Worth taking a little bit of caution there, but certainly 4 a.m. Wednesday morning, not seen since the Stone Age, probably never going to be seen ever again.
Wow, gosh, that's
Exciting,
incredible.
isn't it? Well, I've given you lots of information today.
Thanks very much, Becky.
No problem.